Hi guys, how are you doing today? So I'm super excited for this video because I'm going to be doing another foundation review in my lightest shade series, and today I'm going to be talking about the brand new Megacushion foundation SPF 15 from Wet n Wild. It just looks like this, and I am just excited about this because I love Wet n Wild. I think that they have tons of nice products, so I really wanted to try this out. So before we go ahead and jump into everything, I figured I would just give you a little bit of information on the foundation. So Wet n Wild is cruelty free, and the shade that I have is 106A Light Ivory, which says it is a light neutral shade, and it comes with 0.52 ounces of product, which is about half of what a regular foundation would have. And online on the wetnwildbeauty.com website, it retails for $8.99, and it comes in only 8 shades, which is pretty sad since their other line, the Photo Focus line, has tons of shades. And in case you guys are wondering, in the Photo Focus I wear the shade Porcelain, which is several shades lighter than Light Ivory. But I just wanted to give the foundation a try. And it says under the description, it's a match made in makeup heaven liquid foundation in a cushion compact. Tap the cushion to add just the right amount of coverage, or double tap to add more. It's perfectly portable too, with airtight, no mess compact that makes applying liquid foundation a breeze. Infused with coconut derivative, the luminous, lightweight, and buildable foundation helps boost hydration and contain SPF 15 for added skin protection. So if you're going to be in flash photography, you definitely don't want to be using this foundation since it does have SPF in it. And I do want to do just like a little rant real quick. I think it's so frustrating how, like, especially the drugstore, they keep coming out with cushion foundation lines and they make it a smaller shade range than their normal foundation line. I have the Maybelline Dream Cushion, too dark. I have the Loreal Lumi Cushion. They did W2 was their lightest shade. So they just knock off a shade or knock off 2 shades before even starting this line, which I think sucks as far as shade range goes. Really quickly, I'm going to insert some swatches of the cushion foundation from Wet n Wild next to the other drugstore cushion foundations and a few other more affordable foundations. That way you guys can see the color range. So this first foundation right here is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in the shade Porcelain. And then next to that is the Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation in the shade Light Ivory. And then next is the L'Oreal Lumi Cushion Foundation, which is in the shade W2. And then the Maybelline Dream Cushion Foundation, which is in the shade 10. And then last but not least, the BH Cosmetics Foundation, Naturally Flawless, which is in the shade 201 Ivory. And this is my most ideal foundation shade. So you can see just how much darker the cushion foundations are. I would say that the Wet n Wild is probably the lightest of the 3, but it's still just not light enough. That's pretty much all I have to talk about this foundation for now. If you want to see the application and my first impressions, then just keep watching. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Glossier Priming Moisturizer Rich to prime my skin, and I'm going to be using this today, even though the Wet n Wild did come out with a new dewy primer, which I bought and I'm excited to use, but I don't want to use 2 different new products at the same time for my base, so I'm just going to use this since it is a constant and I already know how it performs. So as always, I'm going to go in with a brush on one side and a sponge on the other. Today I'm going to be using the Sigma F80 and the L'Oreal sponge. Here's what it looks like. I'm just going to dip into the foundation and get my brush kind of like to the point where you can see it on there, and then go in. Okay. It's definitely darker than me. I have to bring it down the neck. It actually looks pretty beautiful on the skin. It's very glowy. So there's what it looks like with the brush. I definitely think I like the brush side better. I think I got more coverage. Yeah. Surprisingly, the brush side actually looks much better. Yeah, you guys can just see the coverage difference. taking that down my neck a little bit. So I think that actually does look super beautiful on the skin. Light coverage, but it's still kind of covering redness. It looks very healthy, very dewy. I would say that the color is not the worst I've ever seen. It's definitely darker than me, but I feel like if I'm wearing like a turtleneck or like a high sweater, I could get away with it. But I feel like if my actual like neck is showing, then it's definitely too dark. So yeah, definitely not the lightest shade, which I'm not surprised since it is the shade Light Ivory and they don't have very many options. So there's what it looks like right now. Time right now is 1:13, and I will be back in a little bit as soon as I finish the rest of my face. Alright, so I'm done doing my makeup. It is now 1:22, and you guys can see what the foundation looks like now that everything is done. The only thing that I did like to add extra coverage was my Tarte Shape Tape, which I did underneath my eyes, my chin, my cupid's bow, the bridge of my nose, and then my forehead just a little bit, just basically doing the highlights of my face. And then I set the concealer with RC Make color powder, no color powder, but I did not set powder everywhere, so that is what is happening here. I think it looks really beautiful, really perfect for like a natural makeup day, which is obviously what I'm going for today. So that is what the foundation is looking like right now. I think it looks really, really pretty. I will be back in 8 hours to do my final check-in and show you guys how it looks like at the end of the day. I'm sorry I'm not doing a middle one, but life is just so hectic right now. It's the struggle to film, but I will be back in 8 hours. Hey guys, so it is now 8:11, so it has been a little over or about 7 hours. I didn't do the extra hour because I kind of already have my thoughts on the foundation, and I just figured I would show you now so I can go ahead and take a shower and remove my makeup. And I feel like all my foundation reviews so far have been mostly positive, but this foundation, okay, so let's just talk about what it looks like right now. Honestly, right now, like, it does not look like there's barely any coverage. You guys can definitely, hopefully, see the redness right here. It's all coming through. All the redness right here, right here. I can see all of my acne. Like, it was light coverage to begin with, but I just don't see any coverage anymore. Like, oh, it doesn't look dry or anything like that on my skin. Like, it doesn't look bad. It just looks like I'm not wearing foundation because all of my redness and acne and everything is peeking through. It doesn't look dewy anymore. Like, the dewiness is gone other than where I put my highlighter. So I'm honestly not impressed. I do see myself reaching for the foundation in the future just to try it out again and see if I can make it work. If I use a different, like a long wear primer or something to see. It's not looking the best. So that's basically my final thoughts. I'm going to zoom you guys in real quick so you can see what my face looks like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If any of y'all have tried the foundation, I would love to know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.